In this lecture, we are going to talk about string comparison. So there are two ways to compare strings, with the help of the double equals sign and with the help of the equals method. So the difference between the double equals sign and the equals method, that both equals method and the double equals sign operators are used to compare objects to check whether the objects are equal or not, but there are two differences between them. The double equals sign tests for reference equality, so whether they are pointing to the same object or not. On the other hand, the equals method, it's a comparison of values within the object, so it tests for value equality, whether they are logically equal. So the double equals sign has something to do with the memory location, and the equals method has something to do with the value itself. By the way, if a class doesn't override the equals method, then by default it uses the equals method for the closest parent class. Okay, so let's consider the examples we have been talking about in a theoretical section. This is what we have been talking about, that we are able to create a string literal like this, and we are able to instantiate a new string. This is what we have been talking about, that we should avoid this implementation. Now, just for demonstration purposes, we are going to use string literals and we are going to use the new keyword to create strings. So if we create a Kevin with string literals like this and then another Kevin variable, then what's going to happen? This is exactly what we have been talking about in a previous lecture, that Kevin is going to be inserted in the string constant pool, and whenever we create another string with the same value Kevin, then it is going to be pointing to the same location. So as you can see, there's just a single Kevin variable in the constant pool, and both of the strings are pointing to that given location. Which means that if we check with the double equals signs, that going to test for reference equality, so whether they are pointing to the same memory location or not, then n1 and n2 is going to be true. So if we run the application, then as you can see, n1 is equals to n2, so it is a true value, which means that both of these variables share the same memory location. This is exactly what we have been talking about with string constant pool. If we check whether the values are the same, so Kevin is equals to Kevin, of course it is true as well. So as you can see, with the help of the equals method, we can check whether the strings are the same or not. And of course Kevin is equals to Kevin, so this is why it's going to be true. Okay, let's take a look at whether n2 double equals sign n3. What does it mean? That the memory location is the same with these strings or not. This is what we have been talking about as well, that if we create a string with the help of the new keyword, then as you can see, it is pointing to a different memory location in the heap. So the first string is pointing to a location in the string constant pool. If we instantiate a new string like this with the same value, it is going to be in a different location. Which means that if we use the double equals sign that's going to check reference equality, we are going to get false, as you can see, despite the fact that if we use the equals, of course it is going to be the same because Kevin is the same as Kevin, so this is why the equals method will return true, but they are not in the same memory location, so this is why the double equals sign is going to be false. Of course we can check whether n3 and n4 are pointing to the same memory location. Of course not, this is what we have been talking about, and this is why we should avoid using the new keyword with strings, because whenever we create a new string with the same value, then another Kevin object is going to be stored in the heap memory despite the fact that it has the exact same value as the previous string. So as you can see, if we instantiate a string with the new keyword, then no matter what, there's going to be a new object on the heap memory, which means that the double equals sign will return false. Okay, of course the equals is going to return true because Kevin is equals to Kevin. The last example is that n4 equals to n5. Kevin is not equals to Peter, so that's why it will return false, and the double equal sign will return false as well, because if we use the new keyword and we instantiate a string like this, they are going to be different objects in the heap memory, so they are not going to be pointing to the same memory location. So this is the crucial difference between double equal sign and the equals method. Thanks for watching.